72 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Verdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down to the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with the run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome, race fans, into some Sunday night racing action as we return to the NTRL Super Speedway Series, where it all comes down to this here at Talladega. We're going live for the championship race here, where one driver is going to win it all here tonight. All season long they've been fighting and clawing their way just for this moment. And boy, oh boy, is it a moment and a half as this one's coming on down to the end. We'll get into who's inside of that top 10 and eligible to win that championship here in just a moment. But first, we got to get things all started off here with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud supporters like tonight's race sponsor of Gulf Coast Sands down there in the Gulf Coast. Be sure to get all your best filled products from them. Thank you guys for being on board here all season long. It's been a great partnership to have you guys on board here, and especially sponsoring tonight's championship race. Of course, we also have to say a huge thank you to Sim Gear Central as well. Some fantastic button boxes being made over there. Be sure to go and check them on out. Track Bar Media as well. They've also started heading on into the clothing industry, so be sure to go check them on out for some NTRL themed shirts, hats, and all that kind of stuff. There's some good looking things on their website as well, so definitely be sure to head on over to Track Bar Media to check things on out. Of course, big thank you as well to Martin Sports, your premier jersey apparel and sporting attire. This is all get your team looking all fancy schmancy and all looking like an actual team out there. And of course, there's some racing gear as well, whether it's for real life or sim life racing. Be sure to head on over to Martin Sports to get yourself all decked on out. Of course, as well, Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Be sure to go and give them a shout out if you're looking to do a house remodel, or maybe putting on an extension, or maybe just changing out the kitchen sink. Be sure to give Davidson Builders a call and let the professionals do the work for you and get it done to your satisfaction. So big thank you to Davidson Builders. Of course, big thank you as well to DEP Graphics. Fantastic paint schemes coming out of that booth every single day. Big time thank you to Daniel and his continued sponsorship over here. It's been fantastic to have you, and look forward for many more races to come. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined today by one of my best friends, Mr. Alan English, our brew master in general, up here in the booth with me tonight. And Alan, it comes down to this: Talladega, one of our favorite plate tracks here at the Super Speedway Series, final championship race. Boy, oh boy, this one's looking like it's going to be pretty good.
And so much of it's out of your hands, right? But it's a fitting place to end the season of Super Speedway League is at a Super Speedway. You'll hear Adam beat it to death over and over here tonight about, champ to chump, chump to champ. Anything can happen at these tracks as long as you stay on the lead lap mostly and go where they ain't when the big one happens. I think there'll be a little bit of pit strategy involved in this also, but name of the game though is stay on the lead lap, take care of your car. Aero is everything. Take care of your car. Do not, accidentally run into the outside wall or another car or whatnot. Watch the speed limit penalties on pit lane. Just take care of that car. Make sure that you got the straightest one out there, because it's going to really help you out when it comes to running out there in the draft and running fast.
That indeed is down there on pit road is the man who has spent time in that Bill Gates gulag out there in Black Site and somewhere in Montana somewhere. But Mr. Adam Turner rejoining us here once again tonight. And Adam, boy, oh boy, do we got ourselves a pretty full field of drivers who are hungry, trying to maybe steal a win away here and maybe steal something away from another one of the competitors that are fighting for that championship here.
I mean, that's the name of the game tonight. At the end of this thing, whoever's leading on that final turn may not win this thing. That tends to be the key, and I'd want to see somebody get turned and learned. Speaking of Bill Gates, we'll talk about that during the race. This guy, he's got his hooks into everything, and it's not me. I've been freed from the chains of that fool, and you need to too. The Bill Gates is trash, that's confirmed, but this race is not trash. Talladega, it's awesome. What a place to end this Super Speedway Series with the championship tonight. And you'll talk about who's in it and who could potentially win this thing as they're finishing up their qualifying here. But let me go through the rules real quick. 1 fast repair, 65% fuel. 3 total sets of tires. Those don't matter at Talladega, really. Probably just need one change. 18 incident points, you'll get a penalty. 25x incident points, you'll get a disqualification. You don't want that. Super hot on the track. Last I checked, 122 track temperature.
Ooh, it is a little hot out there and maybe a little slick for these Gen 6 Cup cars here tonight. But either way, looking forward to a great show indeed. Looking at tonight's weather, beautiful sunny skies here at Talladega. Of course, we would like it to be a night race, but Talladega's a little behind the times and don't understand the meaning of stadium lights being placed around the track to lighten it up. But you know what? One can hope and dream for that day coming forward. But either way, no rain in the forecast. These drivers are going to be looking pretty good for full race distance here tonight. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and man, oh man, it's the final race. It's your final chance. Whatever you got left in that tank, you got to be sure to use it. There's no more tires next week. There's no more fuel next week. It all is just about this one.
Yep, leave it all out there, man. There's no there's no repeats for tonight. You know, this is it. There's no do-overs, is what I should say.
Yeah, this is it. Throw it out there and start punching somebody in the face. Just if you don't like somebody, you had some kind of transgression with them during the season, just punch them in the face, which here in racing means just turn them and cause the big one. No, you shouldn't do that.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Don't know about
Drive
that.
clean, guys. Be nice, guys.
Drive clean.
Be good. Be good to your friends, fellas. Anyway.
Remember
I'm
the
looking
golden
forward to it.
rule.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't apply here at Talladega. Music is on. I'm sure Brown's already taken care of that. Thank you.
Well, it stays on until they're about ready to go green.
Oh, see, well, yeah, he's not in the production
Just don't
team.
forget.
We should have meetings with Bruce before the race. He's probably meeting with his team right now, yelling at him, telling him to turn somebody that's caused them problems.
Well, thank everybody for joining us over there in the YouTube chat already. Skunkworks Graphics is here pulling for Skylar Herod. Go out and get that SWG car into victory lane. Albert's Pop is here saying, go get him, Albert. Thank you so much, Mr. Anderson, for being here. Let's see. Winker's here saying, it all comes down to this here. Good luck to the other 9 drivers tonight and himself, of course. Tristan Cotton says, factory resetting, the computer wouldn't work, iRacing. So here we are watching the championship race from the sidelines. Let's go, Skylar. That sucks. I've had computer problems before, too. It's not much fun. Tower operator saying, good evening. Good evening, Bruce. Josh Kelleher saying, good luck, everyone. Remember, September is Children's Cancer Awareness Month. St. Jude's will be an awesome charity if you're thinking about giving. Vincent Short saying, good luck tonight, fellas. And Albert Anderson welcoming you back there, Mr. Turner.
Nice.
After he agreed to run this Microsoft Paint to secure your freedom. And Derek Welch saying, you're making my job harder, Turner. Calling for all the, go ahead and wreck them out there.
Might as well. Yeah, thanks.
Jump
Go ahead.
Jessica Stubblefield out there pulling for stubs. And Albert saying this is the one and only time where you'll see America's driver running a communist paint scheme.
Oh, he is too. What's the deal with that? Oh, he had to save me. He had to secure my freedom.
Yeah,
Thank you, Albert.
That he did. As we take a look here, as the driver is starting to get on to that starting grid here tonight. Chris Jordan picking up tonight's pole position. He's going to have the 42 of Kevin Winker starting to his outside there in second place. The 31 Scott Milner having a good starting spot up there tonight in third, with the 23 the Mac Daddy Mark Collins starting here tonight in fourth. 89 Mike Adamson having a pretty good run there, starting inside that top 5. The Canadian here tonight, Connor Leach in the 98 machine, getting things kicked on off in 6th position. You got the 76 of Patrick Mahaney starting things tonight here in 7th, with the 00 of Joe Bennett, the original Florida man, starting things tonight in 8th. 9th will be the 73 of Mr. Josh Kelleher, and the 18 of Mr. Joshua Moore is going to round out your field starting top 10.
Yeah, the number 1, the boss man, Derek, I fear no forklift Welch, starting in 11th place there. Outside row number 6, Chris Klein in the 51 machine. The 99 of America's driver, Albert Anderson, starting at 13th place. 14th will be the 6 of Joe David. The 3 of Skylar Harrod starts at 15th. 16th will be Nick Biddy in the 32 machine. 15 car, Vincent Short, starting in 17th place. 18th will be the Stubbs. Tim Stubblefield in the 92. Tom Barris in the double nickel starts at 19th to round it out your top 20. Anthony Williams in the 5.
I don't know if I can follow that up. 27 Michael Eden. 21st, 28 Zeth Holly. 22nd, 7 Mike Corvu. 23rd, Tristan Cotton. 24th, I guess if he's, I think he's having issues, but anyway, he's on the grid. Ooh, that was a good one. Fear no forklift. Derek Welch.
Well, he's
man,
got fear the beard on his car usually. And that's, well, I'm pretty sure he fears
man,
no
that was
forklift.
that was pretty solid there. Got me,
Man,
got me tickled.
That it was. As we pace here behind the pace car really quick, let's go ahead and run through who's inside of this top 10 here tonight, fighting for position. Kevin Winker, Derek Welch, Zeth Hawley, Nick Biddy, Joe David, Mark Collins, Scott Milner, Connor Leach, Christopher Jordan, and Joe Bennett, all in it with a chance to walk home your champion here tonight. And of course, it all just comes down to who of those 10 finish in the highest position. You don't necessarily have to win the race. You could be pushing somebody who's not eligible for the championship to win this race, but and finish second and still win the championship here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. So keep that slide handy, I guess, and we may have to refer to that later. Is that in our Discord?
It is not. I can drop it there in a second, though.
Yeah, whenever you get the chance, that way.
Yeah, we're kind of dumb. We're kind of slow.
I gotta have something right in front of
Either way, this is gonna be awesome. Talladega. Here we're about to start this thing. Long front stretch here, Browns. You got a little second.
A long front stretch indeed as the pace car peels on off down into the Geico restart zone. These drivers head on in for the first time here tonight. We are green flag racing here from Talladega as the 78 and the 42 get things started off side by side, rumbling and bumbling down into turns 1 and 2. The 23 of Mark Collins slowly sucking his way back on up to that back bumper of the 42. Meanwhile, the 31 still stuck behind that 78. Both lines starting to get really nicely put together here, about a 50-50 field split, but look at that middle lane go up there. The 42 is going to dive immediately right on down, getting clear of that 78, leaving the 23 out there with the 98 of Connor Leach up on the outside lane to get things all started off here. Good run going down through turns 3 and 4 as the field continues to shuffle and bustle its way, and everybody trying to pick up whatever positions that they can, entering into that trial one more time, and that completes lap number 1 with the 42 out in front.
Good. Everybody's still getting up to speed here, even after the first lap is over with. These guys still aren't at their top speed yet. They're still trying to get there.
Yeah, it takes a few laps to just kind of get fired up all the way. Somebody's stuck in the middle. Who is that? The 73.
Yep.
That's not the place you want to be. Albert Anderson moving up the track. Little bit of movement, but these guys are holding it together. I think we're in for a really good championship race, and I hope to see some kind of mayhem at some point, just me personally.
Well, and Josh Kelleher, the driver of the 73, he's got a long race ahead of him to get those positions back, so I don't think he's going to be too hurt of sliding back towards the back down the middle lane.
Meanwhile, up at the front, had a big shuffle there from a run from that top middle line there. Now the 23 of Mark Collins out in front. He's still got that 98 of Connor Leach helping push him. You got the 18 of Joshua Moore up there as well. You know that Moore and Winker know how to work well together. They've been teammates on other leagues for quite a while now, and I'm sure they're incommunicado here and trying to tag team on up. Meanwhile, the 6 of Joe David coming from the top rope trying to make a run here.
You might look at this and say, man, it's too early to be, trying to chase runs and stuff like that. And I mean, track position, if you can hold on to it and get it early, I mean, there's anything wrong with that.
Well, isn't a lot of it they're just kind of testing out how the track's running with the heat and all the cars on the track? So, like I saw Albert, he went out into the top lane by himself for a little bit. I think he was just kind of testing what was going on out there. It's early. He's doing it again. If you watch Albert Anderson, America's driver, Michael Eden is trying to tuck in behind him. Maybe that's just a little test early on in the race.
And just seeing maybe what kind of grip levels there are and that kind of thing. Or maybe he's just trying to shuffle his way to the back, knowing that, hey, you know what? Let's just make sure we get this car clean and home.
Yeah, really, it's early, isn't it? You don't need to be up front right now. Just stay in the draft.
I didn't hear if Bill Gates put any conditions on this thing's got to come across the finish line perfectly pristine on this Microsoft Paint job. Otherwise, we're gonna go pick turn about that.
Well, they're gonna get me again. I can assure you. Trust me. That there's money owed. There's things that have been going on. It's just. Don't worry, I appreciate Albert looking out for me, though.
Well, Albert, while you were gone, was a big proponent for your release, but I guess there's some men in some black suits caught up to him when he was at the rock concert he was at this past weekend. And
Oh,
and
Chad,
maybe had a few words with him.
Yeah, associating yourself with me at this point in time is probably not a good idea, but I do appreciate that, Albert. Just be prepared for what's in store.
As we got some 3 wide action going on here between the 23, now the 99 in the middle, was the 3 for a little bit there, and the 31 still kind of stuck up on side that top lane. He does have some help coming. Well, it was coming until he dived on down into a gap there in the middle. That was 89 of Mike Adamson. So the 31 having a big shuffle towards the rear of this field. And like you said, or keep saying there, Turner, as we go back to 3 wide here, once again, the 98 finding his way into the middle lane here, 3 wide. It's chump to champ to chump time. We're seeing some people move from the back all the way up to the front. I mean, Joe David, Nick Biddy, and Timothy Stubblefield are all up 13, 14, and 15 spots. Same thing with the 5 of Anthony Williams up 15 spots. So these guys are some of the guys that started way in the back of this thing, now all the way up at the front fighting.
Maybe not just testing the track, too. They may be testing the folks around him. Hey, what's he going to do, if I try this later? Trying to jump around somebody on the outside, or maybe trying to squeeze a gap. We'll find out.
It's early in the race. I don't know if y'all are familiar with this term. It's kind of one of my favorites. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. They moving up too early could cause you some problems. I personally would like to stay kind of back, out of all the mayhem. That's just my, my stance on somewhere at Talladega. This thing is a crapshoot. It's rolling dice in Waco on a Saturday night, and then a Sunday morning too. That's when they start bringing out the derringers and everything. So y'all gotta be careful out there. They got it really spaced out nicely. I think they're doing a great job, but it just takes one mistake from one driver to cause just a gigantic mess.
Pretty tight nose to tail on the inside line there is Welch, Anderson, and the 18 of Moore. The A-Dub right behind him there. You've got both of the Muhleberger Custom Homes machines running nose to tail there. The 18 and the 42.
Oh, as the one gets a little loose. Oh, my goodness. The 6 taking a trip through the grass as the field scatter shots this way into the tri-oval here. How we got everybody still pointed in the right direction, I do not know.
Amazing. Amazing saves.
Albert claimed it. I don't know what happened. I didn't see it.
In a bad push, I think. Wasn't square or something.
I can't believe they kept it on the track there.
Joe David went off into the grass, but he kept it straight and was able to rejoin.
Ooh, watch it from Albert's perspective. Wow. That was nuts.
You
kind of just.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Impressive to hold it together.
Joe David getting slideways down there, able to straighten that thing out before hitting that infield grass. Goodness gracious! And we remain green flag racing here from Talladega, the one of DW, kind of outside the draft right now. He's going to have to wait until Kevin Winker, Vince Short, Patrick Mahaney, Joshua Moore catch back up to him. Same thing with the 6 of Joe David. He's locked in with that little bit of a chase pack going on there, as well as the racing action continues with the 3 as Skylar Herod now up at the front.
Just saw the first person replay. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I can't believe Albert dodged that secondary deal there.
He did, and I mean, it was not intentional. He just kind of wasn't square on the bumper. We were having a little bit of connection issues with Stubblefield. It's probably because he stole the Oilers. His people did, so that's probably why he's deserving that connection issue there. But he's up there in third.
Skunkworks Graphics is joining us in the YouTube chat there. Their name all over that number 3 car way up in front there. That's Skylar Herod leading the race. Showing off that awesome Skunkworks Graphics paint. 31 just got kind of shuffled to the middle. Scott Milner going to lose at least 5 spots right here.
At least as we take a ride. As we do take a ride here quickly with that 3 of Skylar Herod up here at the front. You can see looking out the front windshield, nice and clean right now. Not a whole lot of traffic around him. He can see what's going on, keep that thing nice and smooth, and keep it all steady Eddie. But then once when we start moving back and seeing some people that are kind of here in the in some chase positions, you got the 92 Nick Biddy, or excuse me, 32 Nick Biddy. Hey, his visibility kind of locked on in just to the car's bumper in front of him as he has to get off the gas as he was getting a big time run here on the 5.
Coming up on some lap traffic right now too. I think it's Mike Corvo in the 7 machine. Said he's going to try to hold his line as they come around.
Well, there's plenty of space here. We have one of the, I guess this is probably the widest track we have in NASCAR. At least one of them. So hopefully they can do this clean here, Brian. It looks like they're getting real close to it.
Hey, things are starting to definitely get a little tight there, but I got a feeling, like you said, it's gonna be gonna be okay. I think by definition of widest, I know it's not around anymore, but I would say Auto Club is probably your like widest for driving surface, but you know that doesn't compare to 230 miles an hour that these guys are almost running here in the draft.
Corvo got down on the apron there. You saw the speed difference there, just tremendous.
Is he going to be able to pick back up with the pace of this track or not?
Does not look like it. He has fallen back outside of it here. Just kind of that lone car. There is a secondary group coming on up eventually. You got that 42 leading the way here with the 15, 76, and the 18 there all working together.
Though he is now 2 laps down, Mike Corvo still in the position for the lucky dog, the only car that has any laps down. So
well, that's good for him.
If something happens, he's gonna get that lucky dog. Oh, and something just did.
21.
27, Michael Eden hit the inside wall.
No caution.
Still no caution.
Oh,
he is way down off the racetrack. He's also going to jump to the pits. I think might have octopus grabbed there. Let's go ahead and see what happened here. We were looking, we were kind of looking elsewhere here at the 27. Oh, just a big run there, and 27 getting tagged in the bumper and splitting his way across the field, and hard impact into that inside wall. And I wonder if he might have had some suspension damage there as well because he couldn't get that car turned around. So he's going to be towing to the pits and getting some repairs, but remaining green flag here tonight.
Adamson involved in that as well. He was the car that went to the inside there, and he caught some damage on the outside wall, so he's slow to get around.
Yeah, and Albert, America's driver, he's saying right now he's got quite a bit of damage on the front, and that's going to slow him down. They're taking off. The lead pack is leaving Albert, and I don't know if he can hang on here.
They gone.
Yeah.
Albert, he does have some help here. He's tag teamed up with the 51 of Chris Klein and Josh Kelleher and Chris Jordan here, so they got a little chase pack going up. And then you got the 42 of Kevin Winker and his little pack of friends coming on up here as well. So that pack is going to start building up numbers here just in a short little while, and I'm sure they'll be able to start eating away that for about 4.5 seconds that the lead group currently has.
I thank you, Lauren Stubblefield, for reminding us that we need some caution shots here before too long.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Yeah.
Jessica Stubblefield saying that Tim Stubblefield, he was at Bristol all weekend, just came back just in time for the Titans game today. And Paul's out there saying, let's go Team Plus EV out there. Paul? Well, he did well in that tournament he was in out there.
Good. Yeah, Albert is dropping back. America's driver has lost a little bit of the draft. He's struggling out there right now. In that car.
He does have some front end damage there as well, so I wonder if that might be causing some side effects here to that Microsoft machine.
Bill Gates has hexed us all again. Tries to ruin all our lives. Sorry, Albert, you had to run that paint scheme. Hopefully you can get back in the pits, fix that thing up. You got one fast repair. You're going to have to use it looks like.
Well, I've heard that they've got some large Linux stickers to go over the Microsoft stickers when he gets down there. Not sure who was behind that stunt, but
That's in the computer nerd
Sure.
joke thing, you know, like I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm pretty sure I remember something about Linux. Is that some kind of old thing?
open source operating system. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Been around for a long time.
Well, my brain's just a little fried right now because
It's all
I
right.
spent so much time in the gulag. I had to
Busting
get out.
rocks and punching license plates.
It was rough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
You feel
to you.
re-educated from the
No,
re-education
I
camp?
feel really dumber, honestly. I don't feel like I don't want to talk about aliens as much as I did before, you know?
Oh,
They kind of told me, you know, hey, don't do all that crazy stuff.
still
I'm
there
so-
a little bit.
Yeah. Waterboarding is a son of a gun. It'll make you change.
I can just hear you now.
Yeah, there's not. That would might get into aliens. I did see some statues they presented. It's all smoke and mirrors, so I'm not going to let them quiet me down. But man, what a great race so far for a championship at Talladega. This is awesome. I would like one caution though, just so I could take a break. You know, have a caution shot with one of the stubble fields.
So Paul said that in that poker tournament the other day, he did pick up 11th. I guess the first 15 places paid, so he made a
Alright.
few bucks.
That's not
And,
bad.
just busted from one today money.
That man, when playing pro golf, that's all I wanted to do. Just make cuts. As long as you made the cut, you got paid.
Yeah, it's a little bit of folding money in your pocket. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta have that.
Holy money, I love it.
They don't say it anymore. I still say it.
Yeah. Keep that in the billfold. People will say that.
Well,
Oh, but
and you
say
need
it
to.
for no money. I'm sorry.
Do you realize every time you swipe your card, some clown elitist is getting like 3.5%? You know what I mean? So cash is king. We need to go back to the gold standard. I don't know, I can't beat that home enough. But regardless, we're in the race. I'm not going to digress.
This is a true story. I asked my boss the other day because somebody had asked if they could get paid on a prepaid card or something like that, and they were working all that out. And I asked him, it's like, hey, look, boss, can I get paid in gold coins? He just looked me square in the eye and said, no.
Oh, well, that's too bad because that would be
That
the
was worth a try.
best payment you could get.
I had to ask, you know.
Yeah.
So the chase pack starts to catch on up here, moving their way around the 98 of Connor Leach. He's now a lap down, and I believe he is in the lucky dog position. Our resident Canadian here is the 23 of Mark Collins out in front. And you guys are still swiping your cards. It's all about the tap now.
It's the same thing. It's well, some elitist up there in New England. Not you, Brown, but somebody is making money every time. Every time you swipe that thing or tap it or whatever, 3.5% goes into these gigantic corporations that fund all the nonsense that's going on. So let's fight back. Get some cash. Get on the gold standard. Buy some gold. You know, gold is good. Beautiful too. You know, I like the shininess of it.
Birdie. Yeah, Paul also says that he got a date with one of the dealers up there
Oh.
for a Pearl Jam concert tomorrow, so that's cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's better than winning. It looks like he busted today, but he might not bust tomorrow. Good job.
Or he might bust something. We don't know.
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to go there. But regardless, I think we're coming up on a pit stop. Maybe a fuel?
Yeah, probably.
Single file.
Going on.
Probably fuel only. We've been single file for a little bit, but here we're going to be crossing over to lap 23 as the field continues to work its way around. And probably, you know, usually at these races, we see them come on in right around that 25 lap mark.
Makes sense. Really does. Great race so far. Pearl Jam, by the way, is an awesome band. Love Pearl Jam.
Guy's got to be getting pretty old by this point, don't you imagine?
Well, I think they're probably like my age, but that's cool. Yeah.
Probably.
They're probably 10 years older than you, I would think.
No, I don't think so. I don't
no?
think so. No. They're pretty close. I'm going to have to do some Googling.
Yeah.
regardless, they're still rocking along. They're very talented.
Yeah, man.
And I like bands that stay together, like Metallica, you know. Just stay together, you know. Make that money. Get the bag is what the kids say, you know.
Get
Get
that
the bag. Yeah, get that
Bag of
bag.
dough.
Yeah.
But either way, with the even flow of traffic coming on down into
nice.
pit road, pretty much everybody all making their way on down here. Chris Klein electing to stay on out here. Meanwhile, the 23 of Mark Collins looking for his box. Couldn't quite find it. Took him a minute to get on in there. Meanwhile, a whole bunch of other people slipping and sliding in and getting their pit boxes all hit and done here. 78 coming in a little bit hot and parked a little sideways, but that's okay. Still able to get work done to that machine here as everybody races coming off of pit road.
That was probably the most awesome pit interest I ever heard. Even in the pros, Brown, like the big leaguers. That was great. Even flow. Really put that in there.
Oh,
I don't know about this. What happened there?
Cooking the brakes coming into pit road. 51 of Chris Klein. I don't know if he got it all checked up in time. There was smoke coming from those tires.
And no black flags issued yet for any of the guys that are coming down pit lane, so looks like he may have just made it by the skin of his teeth.
Man.
Double O Joe got some support out there from Papa Joe.
Yeah.
And let's go, Double O Joe, of course.
It's a family affair sometimes here.
True, man. We got lots of family members that watch and cheer. Just look at the Stubblefields out there. Among others, the Andersons.
The Stubblefields, they're the ones that stole the Oilers, I think.
Yeah.
Are they like the
It was
Rockefellers
just
of Tennessee? They stole the Oilers.
That family didn't get together 30 years ago and steal your football team.
They might have.
Some
It sounds like it.
people made a backroom deal and
Yeah, well, it sounds like they were a part of it. They got one of those fancy names like the Rockefellers and stuff like that. The Stubblefields.
the Royals.
They made a backroom deal to steal my football team.
Shauna
Yeah,
Flick
it's a
out there
shame.
pulling for Winker out there. Hashtag Winker Nation. Mike Corbeau, black flag.
Ooh, that hurts.
It's I guess it just now posted.
Well, he was having a rough night anyway, but he's still. Is he the first car on the lead lap still? Or I mean, on the no,
not
Eden
anymore.
is. I see. As far as Lucky Dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Skylar Herod continuing to lead here, getting some help from the 48 of Zeth Hawley. Meanwhile, Chris Klein and company, along with Mark Collins, Kevin Winker, Stubblefield, Moore, Williams, Biddy, Vincent Short, all getting on back locked in here. So we're getting ourselves one more big group. So, man, talk about some great pit stops there. I know that chase pack was starting to closing in on about 2 seconds behind the main pack here when they were making their pit stops, but apparently everybody did pretty dang good because they all came out and they're all regrouped here once again.
Yeah, shout out to my Air Force brethren out there. Skylar Herod in the 3 machine leading the
Nice.
race. And, of course, the number 15, Vincent Short, rounding out your top 10 here so far. He's retired Air Force.
Man, y'all are like a gang, you Air Force boys.
Yeah.
I see how that is. Okay.
I'd also
Glad
like to
to-
shout out your former number 1 running back there, Mr. English, for picking up some good yardage for the Patriots here.
Oh, yeah. Is that Ezekiel?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't a Cowboys fan. That's not,
Oh, I like the Cowboys. What's wrong with them?
no, I just I'm not a fan.
Well, I am. Once the Oilers were stolen away from me, they tried to make me a fan of the Texans. What a dumb name. We already know we're in Texas. We don't need the name
It is
Texas.
dumb. It is
It's
dumb.
dumb. It's so dumb. And they got the worst looking uniforms, and I'm so mad. I had season tickets the first season, and it was a disgrace, but they did beat the Cowboys first game ever.
Nice.
But regardless,
When Brown said that, and I thought he was talking to me, I thought, is Deuce McAllister freaking?
oh, the Saints.
No
Yeah,
way.
you're the Saints fan, aren't you?
He was
Put the bag back on your head over there in New
Ah,
Orleans. Yeah,
no,
they're terrible.
I haven't followed him in a few years.
Yeah, we're trying to catch a little bit of the game, a little bit of the race. It's fun to have football season back in full swing. I can assure you that. College too.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
beautiful time of year.
My football games are on Saturdays.
I agree. I like betting on Sundays. How about that? Well, I can't. Can I say that legally, Brown? Is that something I
Sundays
can
are for
say?
gambling.
Yes,
On
but
the Sabbath?
Brown, you're like the professional. Can I not say that? Should I just tone that down?
You can say it if you want.
Okay. Well, the government's already mad at me. I don't want them to be more mad at me. But yeah, Sundays are for gambling. It's hard to gamble on college. There's just such a
Big,
there's weird stuff, emotions. There's so much craziness in college football. What happened?
Shots fired for Paul over there. He said, "I like the Oilers too, especially when the Steelers would kick their
Oh my
ass."
God! Well, the Steelers kicked everybody's
Yeah, they
butt
did.
in the '70s. That was a different time. That's what you're talking about. Is the night in the '70s when y'all had all them crazy players that wanted to kill everybody and murderers on your team. Then you had the crazy guy from Louisiana that was a quarterback, Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good team, but that was a long time ago there, Paul.
Mean Joe Green.
Oh, I did like him on the Coke commercials.
And then later on, Lynn Swan.
Yeah.
Remember what was it? Remember Slash Stewart, Cordell Stewart.
That was way
Slash?
past then.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
he was
I'm
from
talking
Colorado.
about through the years.
Yeah, no, he was a Colorado quarterback, I think. Yeah, he went to University of Colorado. I remember things. Even though my brain is old, I still have some stuff tucked in back there. But the Steelers, like the Steel Curtain of the '70s, those guys were savages, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
I
a
grew up
football team.
watching the bus through some defensive lines.
The bus. The guy from
Bettis.
Jerome Bettis. Yeah, he was a good player too.
My grandpa, of course, from Louisiana, so he was a huge Steeler fan. All the way up until he passed. He was.
Well, of course, being
Steelers
from
all the way.
Louisiana,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, being from Louisiana makes perfect sense. The Steelers. What? That doesn't even make sense. But it was.
Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah,
a
I
lot
get
of
that, I
fans.
guess. Yeah, he did. Yeah, everybody still loves Terry Bradshaw. He's a fun guy to listen to, hear some stories. He was really good in the Cannonball Run. If you haven't ever seen that, watch the Cannonball Run with Terry Bradshaw as one of the drivers.
Him and Mel Tillis rode together.
Yes, they did. Mel Tillis had the stutter. And
That's a real stutter too, man.
Oh, it was a great scene. I won't spoil it for you, but yeah, watch it. Good movie. All right, Brown, what's happening out there on the track? We're kind of just
speaking of on track, you got that front group really just kind of running like a freight train right now, all tucked into a line and working well together here. Meanwhile, back here where Patrick Mahaney is, he's leading a kind of secondary charge coming up onto some lap traffic right now. Looks like that is going to be the 7 machine of Mike Corvo having just a little bit of a rough go of it here tonight, but he's going to be able to hopefully lock in with these drivers. You got Mahaney, Kelleher, Jordan, and Milner all working together here, trying to find their way back up 12.5 seconds here to catch up to this main group, where Nick Biddy and Vince Short kind of pick up the tail end of that one. But again, these guys, they're just locked into single file. It looks like they kind of understand that, you know what, they're kind of all spread out right now. About half the field is one spot, another half is in another spot. Let's just kind of keep this train rolling and just figure it out at the end. Let's keep it clean.
Yeah, they're just trying to get to halfway at this point, and they've got a few more laps before they get that far. Jessica Stubblefield said Lauren and I went to a local dirt track race last night, and I told her I wish the AAA guys were broadcasting this. Y'all would have done really well. Y'all would have thrived there. That would have been fun.
Well, here's the reason. Why would we have thrived? I got some questions. Why? Because there's guys wearing jorts, and maybe one of them had a hat that had beer on it, and a lot of sleeveless stuff going on. Why would we thrive there? Is that kind of our environment? I'm just curious. I want to know, because I want to picture us at the short track. I like to picture the short track as just what I described. Guys in jorts, just hammered drunk, with their girlfriends out there smoking Marlboros, just kind of driving them around and stuff like that. Is that what was happening out there? I miss those days. Don't y'all? Do you picture that English? Have you seen that? I've seen it in my life.
Yeah, the kids that don't have no earplugs, so they're
The
just
kids running around. Yeah, they got dirt all over them, and nobody's really watching them. Nobody's watching them. Yeah, mom's got like 18 White Claws deep. You know.
There's some 8-year-old kid running through the pits when you're trying to change your buddy's tire on his dirt car.
No, I don't.
What's this?
I don't want
doing?
to
Get this
keep the
kid out.
kids outside the walls, but yeah, I've seen some crazy things at the short track myself. It's so entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
I love being a part of that community.
It was she said it was a perfect atmosphere.
Ooh,
Fight with the drivers, car
Yes.
fires.
Oh,
even
man.
engagement.
somebody got
Somebody
engaged
engaged.
during all this.
That's perfect.
Okay, yeah, that is. I love the description
That's
of
the
that.
perfect night.
Yeah, I think so. Was somebody passed out drunk in the parking lot?
Nah,
You know, was there somebody that got arrested? You know, I love this. I want to go to that track. It sounds like an awesome place.
even had semis race. Oh
Oh
man.
man, that's fun.
All right, we
Hit your local track. I mean, everybody's got one. Even if you don't know it, hit your local track. There's always something wild going down over there. Don't kid yourself. And it's usually pretty affordable. My local track, it's cheap to get in. You know, $2 hot dogs, $1 Cokes, and whatever. You can bring your own flask, all that stuff.
Right. Keep it under your hat. I'll send $30 to get in, she said, but she said it was worth it.
It sounds like it was worth the admission for sure.
Like Paul had a good time where he was at too. He was at the Wyoming Texas game.
Oh, down in Austin?
Yeah, it's a pretty good scenery down there.
Well, there's always good scenery. Those people are crazy down there in Austin, though. Don't kid yourself. Did you head to the Texas, the Chili Parlor Bar down there? You need to hit that, and there's a couple other beer joints I could put you on down in Austin.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we're watching here the chase pack of Double O Joe David. You got Tom Barris, Derek Welch, and Albert Anderson all tucked in behind each other here, trying to just stay on the lead lap at this point.
Tristan said the girls at College Station are better looking.
I don't know. I have spent a lot of time in College Station. I lived there for quite a
And
bit
most-
of time.
And most of them
Beautiful
there,
women in Texas. Ooh, all the way around. There's great, but
and most of the ones over there in College Station got the Copenhagen ring on their.
They
on
yeah.
their short
They don't have a ring in their nose, I guarantee you, most of them. And their daddy may own a ranch somewhere, so I think College Station may
or
be.
some whaleheads
Yeah,
and mineral rights. Yeah.
but that's what you're looking for, you know? You should be, anyway. Someone almost got arrested, Lauren said. Almost? Well, hell, that ain't no fun.
I saw a guy
Almost.
almost get arrested at a Brooks and Dunn concert because he got a hot dog thrown at him.
But is that right?
It was right next to us too. It was pretty
Oh, my goodness. Almost. They almost only counts in horseshoes and hand
almost don't
grenades.
count. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see people getting arrested, maybe even tased. You come back with a taser story from your local track, please share it with us. Nobody's getting tased here so far. It's really clean brown. I mean, they're just kind of putting the time in. We're about halfway through, so might as well kind of take it easy for now.
Yeah, and again, I think it's because these drivers understand, 80 laps still a long way away as we cross over to that halfway point here at lap 40. Expecting some pit stops here within the next 5 or 6 laps or so, trying to get everybody all back up and going here once again. But man, this thing's definitely one's just cooking right on along.
Yeah, it's cooking. Got some good talking in the chat, just silly stuff, fun stuff. That's what the best part about, I think, our broadcast. We interact with y'all. Y'all say something, we try to play off of it. And it's just so much fun, really. We're having a fun time watching a race. It's really about Num Thumbs racing right now, but while they're kind of just hanging out, let's have some fun with y'all in the chat. That's,
Yeah, Brett
seems to
Winker's
work.
here.
Yeah.
Brett Winker is here supporting Kevin. Hashtag Winker Nation. Thank you so much for being here, Brett. Kevin's doing all right out there. He's got a top 5 right now, but he's got some top 10 drivers ahead of him that he's got to get in front of. If he wants a piece of this, if he wants this championship here.
Ooh.
Jessica said that the fight that they had at the track, I guess it's a ongoing thing with these two drivers. So she said they was asking the staff what was the issue, and they said, "Oh, that's just him being Justin." Yeah,
That's just Justin. See, I want to be Justin. I want to be Justin at the trick. Oh, that's just Justin. That's what he does. Oh, that's funny.
Same deputy had to calm him down again. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to cool him off.
Just sit him in a corner for a minute.
Yeah, it sounds like they had fun. Anytime you can go to the local track, it's fun. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what they're racing. It's fun to go look at the crowd for one. That's always interesting. You know?
Are you a people watcher? That's what.
That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
Watch what the weirdness going on out in the crowd. But I like to hear those engines, smell that fuel, all the fun stuff. Watch the racing.
Tristan said dirt tracks are just amazing. You got the one old guy that's been there, going there for years. They got the racers' wives that are fighting with the other ones. You know, just the kind of quality environment he loves.
Yes.
Wives throwing crap at each other.
Oh, I love that. That's the best part. And these guys do it for like no money. They're paying to do it.
It
Most of
costs
these
you
guys.
money.
Yeah, they're losing money. It's a hobby. Kind of what we're doing here. iRacing is a hobby that's actually fairly cheap. You don't have to replace sheet metal yourself. You don't have to pay for it. You just got a little subscription fee. But you get the real feeling of racing here, like real racing here on iRacing. And I think that's why so many people are drawn to it. You know, it's affordable and it's still competitive.
You're not out 35 grand if something happens to your car.
That's true.
Well, looks like a couple of guys getting ready to come down here.
And we're getting about to that point here within the next lap and a half or so.
Yeah, there's some talk about a lot of people coming on down again.
But again, some nice, clean racing out there here tonight. Here at Talladega, we had a really good first round of pit stops. Looking forward to seeing if that continues. What's the goal here on these pit stops here, Mr. English? Trying to get these cars all slowed up. Is this something that knowing that, especially if you're in this front pack or maybe even one of the chase packs, trying to close up a little bit of that time? Are you going to try to be aggressive on entrance here? Are you looking to maybe take it a little bit slow just to ensure you don't get that black flag?
I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I don't get a black flag. If that means being a little bit over safe, you know, slowing down a little bit more than I usually would, I'm going to make sure I don't get that black. And I'm going to make sure I hit my pit box evenly and stop in time. Don't overshoot it. Don't go too far left or right or whatever. That's going to cost you even more than if you lose a mile an hour or two.
Oh, it's the 3 machine locks up the brakes coming on down into pit road here and spins it a little sideways there. Unfortunately, also coming in on
flag.
Unfortunately coming in on his own as well. So that is definitely gonna cost the 3 machine a little bit of time. Here is the 42 and the 18. Kind of knew something was going down with the 3 coming down into the pit, so they stayed on out a little bit wide, now tucking back in the line in front of the 48 here.
So that black flag he just got on pit entry is going to add another, 40 seconds? That's a lap.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not good.
unfortunate. We got a couple
Gotta
other takers. So you, Brown, I mean English, you're saying that you'd be conservative coming down
Yes,
on
absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
see, if you're a conservative or somebody that's not thinking with a certain party or anything, we should persecute you.
I mean,
You
that's
know?
kind of what happened to you, but
Well, I digress a little bit, but yeah, you have to go with the in crowd. Like we call it a sheeple. Well, you should just be a sheeple and follow what they're doing in front of you.
what?
If they're going off the cliff, don't worry. Everybody else is. Is that what?
Sheep? What's a sheep?
Yeah, the sheeple. The sheep, like a herd of sheep.
Yeah.
But they're people, and then they follow the one guy, and they just go off the cliff, and then everybody's off the cliff, and then it's over.
That's some dumb sheep if they do that.
Well, that's what they want you to do.
Oh,
I'm suggesting you don't do that. I'm just trying to educate you
no, I'm
before
good.
you get re-educated yourself, kind of like I did.
I'm a free-thinking individual.
I am too. I don't pick parties. We're all one party. We're called America. Black, white, brown, yellow. It don't matter. We're people.
And an interesting strategy going on here where Winker, Moore, Klein, Williams, Biddy, Stubblefield, and Collins all electing to stay on out for an extended period here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's going on with that? They're trying to make it an
I-
exactly
I-
three-stop race, maybe.
I don't know. I would have thought it would have been a 3-stop race. Anyway, it's a 51 locking the brakes on up. Oh my goodness. Oh, that one's going to be close. I know the police parked on that corner are probably going to pull out some...
Gosh,
Kelleher black flag, yeah.
He's serving it there in his pits as the field makes their second round of pit stops. One more round remaining before we finish this one on up here at lap 80. But right now we're on lap 48. Let's see how well these guys come on out of the pits. 23, Mark Collins. Nice and easy in and out, topping up on that fuel. Almost getting rear-ended by his teammate there, the 42. Jumps back out in front of the 18. A little slow going here, getting back up to speed, but they're definitely making their way to it.
I think the teammates were just trying to stay close as they could.
Oh, they were definitely communicating, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Josh Moore is just kind of cooking a little bit, almost spun it out onto the actual track, but they got it under control.
A little too close for comfort, maybe.
Yeah, it looked a little
Yeah.
goofy there for a minute, but they're back on there.
Mark Collins still on the apron here. Would have thought he would have rejoined the track. I don't know what happened there.
He is, oh, shoot. I guess we're waiting for for it to cycle back around here. He had scored the race lead. Now it's cycled around. Now it's Vincent Short.
And now it's the 15 of Vince Short. You got the 42 of Winker there with the lap traffic there in front of them as well. That's a 3 of Skylar Harrod after having a little bit of a rough go coming on down into the pits there. 18 Joshua Moore and the 51 of Chris Klein all up in there as well.
See, here's the thing, though. If Skylar can stay there, he's still on the lead lap. He's just on the very tail end of the lead lap. So it depends on. I don't think the 15 machine is going to put too much pressure on him. He's just going to stay back there, save some fuel with a couple guys behind him, and let Skylar Harrod get his lap back. Probably, I would think.
I mean, that seems like a pretty good plan.
It's a win-win for these guys behind Skylar. They're going to save a little gas, and Skylar's going to do what he can to try to stay on the lead lap here. So,
Oh, Yahtzee.
Oh, Yahtzee indeed, as the field continues to run green flag laps here from Talladega, lap 51 out of 80. So we're inside of that 30 laps to go mark before we crown ourselves a champion here tonight. So we're going to step aside quickly here and get a quick message from our sponsors on out there, and Of course, when we return, we're going to have the remaining action of this fantastic race here tonight from the NTRL Super Speedway Series. And welcome back to the action here. 23 laps remain as the 15 of Vincent Short continuing to ride behind that 3 of Skylar Herod here, trying to keep that top group in line and in check. Meanwhile, Chase Pack and Nick Biddy, Timothy Stubblefield, and Anthony Williams slowly starting to catch their way back on up, just inside of 2 seconds now, trying to find their way to that back bumper of the 51 of Chris Klein to catch that draft. And then ways back, you got Zeth Hawley. He's pretty much half a lap down to Anthony Williams here. He is going to have some help with Chris Jordan, Patrick Mahaney, Scott Milner, and looks like a 00 Joe Bennett starting to close on up that gap here, as well as the field starts to kind of shuffle and bustle a little bit, going around the 48, a little down on speed, not having anyone to draft with here.
If you don't have anybody to draft with, you're going to be in trouble here at Talladega. That's everything here.
Well, and this is the championship too, which is nuts. How I think how they set it up is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Brown, if you're in the top 10, right? If you've made the top 10, basically this is it. You're the top of that, top 10. That you're going to win this thing, right?
Yep. It doesn't matter if that top of that top 10 is in first or if it's in fifth. They're going to be your winner here.
You continue to see the cooperation up front with the 2 Air Force vets. The one retired guy running in the first position, and Skylar Herod, who was in first before that incident on the pit lane, at the tail end of the lead lap, right in front of the leader here, and they're all content to just ride behind him right now and save some fuel. It sounds like the lead cars are getting ready to pit here.
Yeah, I just heard that. I'm wondering what their strategy is. Albert's pitting. He just called it. America's driver.
As well.
And getting their final round of pit stops here early, just making sure that they've got enough to make it on through.
Job getting it back down. Those guys were very, very close to one another. Actually surprised we didn't see any contact. Albert Anderson, black flag.
Oh, dang
My
it.
goodness.
Yeah,
That's
that
terrible.
Microsoft paint scheme definitely causing him problems here tonight.
It is.
Yeah, he's paying the price for taking care of me, and I salute him. I'm sorry, Albert. It was you're associated with me. You're gonna have problems somewhere on the track tonight.
Well, we're glad to have you back in the booth. It's been a
Yeah, I just had some
Yeah,
time.
Michigan.
I had some do like a shift. It's kind of like you've seen those sentences where they put you inside the jailhouse for a little bit and then they let you have your freedom, and you just do it kind of on the weekdays or weekends or
just check yourself back in.
yeah, you just have
Yeah.
to. You just got to get the days in within a certain amount of
Work
time.
early. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, But it's probably because Bill Gates, he's released mosquitoes upon crowds in Baltimore. I don't know if you've seen this.
What?
Yeah, he released like these mosquitoes, and he believes that you can look it up. There's video. It was at a festival or something. That these mosquitoes were engineered to try to save us from like malaria or some craziness. Well, all of a sudden now we have malaria back in the United States. I'm so confused. I don't know why. Well, I have to really think about this one. Thank God for Bill Gates dropping mosquitoes on human beings at a concert or something.
Was he trying to give people antibodies or something?
Yeah, that's what he says.
I don't understand.
But he's behind it all. That guy is the devil. He's the Satan. He needs to be gone away from us and never seen again. That guy doesn't need to be a part of the United States or this world is basically is what I'm saying.
Where can he live? The moon?
No, we'll let him live like on Antarctica, but he can't do anything. He can only have like a pencil and a paper. He doesn't need to be around us people because he doesn't want us here. Anyway, I digress. That's how I got in the
The gulag.
situation. Anyway, back to the race, Brown. We still got some good racing left. What, 16 laps to go or so?
Yeah, it's 18 laps left to go here as the field scatters around. Everybody fighting for position here. It's coming into the 11th hour here in this Cup Series, or the Super Speedway Series in these Cup cars finale here tonight. Chris Jordan and Patrick Mahaney still yet to come on down for their final round of pit stops, still roaming around out there in 1 and 2. They got Scott Milner and Seth Hawley there on their back bumper as well. Meanwhile, the 42 of Kevin Winker with Chris Klein and Joshua Moore, Nick Biddy, and Vince Short are in tow.
Bruce Muehlberger out there. He's picking up what you're putting down there.
Well, and you should, because I'm not. This is not a joke. You know, you think I'm making all this stuff up. I'm not. It's really like art imitating life, imitating art, art imitating life, whatever. Just like, you know, like on Strange Brew. You remember when they had to drink the beer, and then they had to do the beer was like a mind-altering thing.
Yeah.
And well, that's what's happening here right
the
now.
hockey
Right now.
players fight each other.
Strange Brew was ahead of its time. They knew it was coming. They were telling us. They were signaling.
Or instead of beer,
It was.
they use this mosquitoes.
And they're probably doing it with our beer too, eh? So we probably need to start making our own beer fresh, kind of like you do. English.
Yeah.
Make your own beer. I'm afraid these woke companies are going to put some in my beer and try to alter my mind. I don't need that. I don't need Rosie hitting the organ, you know. Do 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 do.
What?
Yeah, that's
Normally I can do pretty good following along here, but I got...
Well, that's
You got on the forklift.
when they would hit that organ, the hockey players would go crazy because they had the mind-altering beer. You know, it was a test.
Oh, it's been a hot minute since Strange Brew.
Well, most people, it was probably filmed in 1982, so I understand. But you should see it. It kind of goes along with what's happening today. I don't. My brain's really not wired right, guys. I apologize. Let's just watch this race and have some. I'm trying to have some fun tonight.
Albert Anderson did admit just now on the YouTube chat that this Microsoft Paint scheme is obviously cursed.
Yes, we know, but you sacrificed for me, and I appreciate it. Yes,
Yeah,
Rosie, the
Rose
hockey guy.
He
Yes.
was the hockey player.
Yeah. But wasn't that kind of the sound? English, you're more of a music than I am, but it was kind of like that.
It was something like that.
You hit the organ, and then the hockey players would go crazy because they had the, probably like their vaccine. You know, like the vaccine. They had their vaccine. They were just like, activate, boom.
14 laps left to go. Currently led by the 76 of Patrick Mahaney and the 48 of Seth Hawley. Man, they came in on lap like 46. That's 35 laps that they're gonna try to make here. There's no way they can make it.
No, Double O Joe Bennett just announced that he's about to hit. It's like Joe David's coming with him. I don't know what else is going to happen right here, but yeah, this guy's definitely going to come down. Down there on the apron.
Pretty awesome. We haven't had a caution, have we, at all?
No.
No, not one.
What an awesome
I think we
race.
can make it all the way.
It looks like it. Well, turn 4 gets a little nasty, but by that point it'll be too late. So yeah, I think you're right.
There's no way anything bad can happen now.
Good job there, buddy. You know
There
what
you go.
you did that on purpose.
Well, I
That
don't want Lauren to go without her, her caution shot.
Well, how about you change it around for tonight and do green flags shots and
Oh, because we'd have to go to the hospital.
No, like every 10.
every
laps,
10,
do
every
one.
10.
Oh,
You could do that. I think so. It's reasonable.
Sure.
Nobody uses reason anymore, but we do here at AAA Broadcasting.
Oh, this is completely unreasonable what we're doing here.
Meanwhile, the 78 of Chris Jordan last pitted back on lap 47. He's committing to the gambit here, trying to stay out in front. He does have a little bit of help here, but here comes that chase back of Kevin Winker, Chris Klein, Joshua Moore, Nick Biddy, and Vince Short, all in with a hot run of speed. Josh Callagher trying to give him a big old push-up here, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stay out in front as the 23 kind of bridging the gap here.
Hot, nasty speed. Comes the 42, 51, and the 18 on the outside. Oh, they're going to get held up by the one here who's slow by the wall, but he'll stay high.
Ooh, 3 wide as they try to squeeze on by with 11 laps to go, finishing this one out here in just a few. Oh, in some contact, 73 going down to the wall.
73 and the 23 getting tangled up.
Oh, man. Both drivers really didn't want to come on down to the pit. Same thing with Mark Collins. Ooh, Mark Collins is going to get a black flag for that one, an unsafe pit entry.
I got a little Western right there. Kind of like when you're driving in Dallas on 35 at the interchange there. For 20, it gets a little
The interchange
crazy.
for 20 is pretty crazy.
It's so bad.
That's the one I'd have to use the most there.
Yeah, I think that was probably a good one. But even though 45 interchange downtown is rough. But anyway, that got Western. They squared it away. We didn't have a caution. Let's keep racing, man.
Yeah, coming back down across the line, that 42 Kevin Winker leading the charge here with the 51 of Chris Klein and the 32 of Nick Biddy in tow. 9 laps remaining, and just a reminder, Winker is in it with a shot to win it. Looks like Nick Biddy has a chance to pick it up here as well. Chris Klein is not. He can pick up the race win, but he is not eligible for the championship. Unfortunately, there for him. Same thing with Vince Short. I don't believe Vince is eligible here as well. So, as of right now, really it's just a race between Winker and Biddy here inside this main group.
Thing can happen though, as we've seen on these races, that
Yeah.
you could have a caution here late. Haven't had one yet, but if we do get one late here and re-rack everything, more than likely we're going to have more than one.
Well, good thing for Winker, he's got his buddy right behind him, Joshua Moore. Muhlenberger Custom Homes cars, beautiful paint schemes, but they're working together, and they're going to have to keep working together to win this thing.
And as we ride along here with that 15 of Vince Short, another one of your retired Air Force guys there, Mr. English, running inside this pack. Behind that 32 of Nick Biddy. He must be thinking he's actually in a pretty good spot here, I think, tonight. Because, like you typically say there, boys, it's the guy, whoever's leading out of turn number 4, doesn't usually win here. It's probably about a 25% win percentage.
Yeah, if I'm trying to pick where I want to be, I like to be like inside row number 2 or 3, right there where Nick or Vince is at, or even where Derek's at. They're outside on the 3rd row or so. That way I can dodge some stuff. But if you get 2 guys that are teammates up here, the 18 and the 42. The chances that these 2 guys are going to wreck each other are going to be pretty slim.
Yeah, well, Joshua Moore is going to protect Winker, I think, in this situation. Kind of take it for the team and block if he has to. That's what teammates are for. But I mean, you really never know how these things end, and that's the beauty of Talladega, especially with teams and you're driving 200 miles an hour. What happened there?
Speaking of, the 18 and the 42 had the chance to go down and block the inside line, but they chose to leave it open. So Chris Klein moves up in front of the 42 and the 18, but it didn't help Nick Biddy out or Vince Short there on the inside line.
No, there's just not enough numbers there on the inside line. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's all going to change up even more as this lead pack catches up to some more lap traffic.
It's going to make stuff interesting here as we come down the final stretch. 4 to go next time they cross.
Well, maybe one of them has a teammate and they want to take out, the guy in the lead or something.
Smash the hell out.
Sideswipe him and just say, "Oh, Mike, I had a connection
I'm
issue.
sorry.
No problem. I didn't mean
My
that.
wheel got unplugged."
Yeah, so the kids came in here and stole my monitor.
Yeah.
There's always an excuse. Y'all got to just come up with the best excuses. I'd like to hear the best excuses on iRacing for
There was a
causing
cat.
crash.
A cat got stuck up underneath my brake pedal. I couldn't stop.
Yeah,
it.
cat. My cat.
Every time I hit the brake.
My pet raccoon attacked me.
With a steak knife.
Yeah.
They
that's
have
the thing.
thumbs,
Or they have opposable thumbs. If you ever looked at them, they're wild little creatures, I'd like to get one myself. I'd like to have him as my friend. I'm losing friends over here. I'm out in the boonies a little bit, and I might need somebody to talk to every once in a while. Give me a little raking.
I saw a
Let's have
movie.
fun.
You can just take a volleyball and put some, paint a face on it, yeah?
Yeah, no, I've already done that.
Okay.
It deflates over time. And then you just get tired of it.
It really does. And I mean, coming up with a name is so difficult. It's like Reebok, Eastman.
Wilson!
That's the same guy that actually, he was the captain of the ship that these Somali guys were trying to take over.
Yeah,
So
never travel with him, dude.
Yeah, I don't want to be around that guy. I heard he was in the Illuminati. I don't know.
Yeah, he wrecked a plane in a river in New York.
Yeah, and somehow he's still
Never
around.
travel with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I've heard the same. Go ahead, Brown.
Well, either way here, 3 laps remaining. Chris Klein out in front, but the race for the championship sitting right there behind him between Kevin Winker and Nick Biddy, nose to tail as the field makes its way here in the middle line of the track. Very interesting that they're not electing to use that bottom line, but again, that just might be where these cars feel the most comfortable and get the most run here as they come back down across the line. Going to be 2 laps left to go.
To see how these guys are going to handle this last lap after they cross. All bets are off here. I don't think you're going to see these guys single file. I think we're going to see some 3 and 4 wide.
I feel like I'm also being taunted on the internet here. Yes, I can sing the Houston Oilers song. Bruce, I do know that song, unfortunately. Man.
Fly, Oilers, fly. No, that's a different.
Yeah, that's
the 42 of Winker gets shuffled on back through the field here a little bit, leaving the door open for Nick Biddy as the 00 of Joe Bennett gets up to push that 51 of Chris Klein up here. But here they come again with a big run. The 42 linking on up with the 00 of Joe Bennett is moving on up there as the white flag comes out. Final lap here from Talladega tonight. The 51 Chris Klein dropping on down low. Oh, the 78 hitting the apron. That's going to cause mayhem behind him here. And that's also limiting the help that inside line has as the 42 follows the 00 all the way up through and now officially takes the lead of this race. Again, the 00 Joe Bennett not on the lead lap here as they head on down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4, shuffling and bustling door to door here as the 51 fights on back. Meanwhile, the 32 and the 42 going side by side, door to door, bumper to bumper, making their final stretch down out of turn number 4, down into turns the tri-oval, I can't even number them. Contact between the 32 and the 42. Oh, and it's going to be inches to claim the championship. Meanwhile, the 51 of Chris Klein picks up the race win.
42 barely got him. He got Nick Biddy by 200ths of a second.
They door each other there. Was that some kind of aggressive move?
Look, man, you got to do whatever you can do without wrecking each other, and that was as clean as they could do it. I'm telling you.
I want to see somebody throw hands or something, you know?
Oh no.
With about a wheel well worth of difference, the 42 of Kevin Winker picks up the podium spot. The 15 of Vince Short with a great call way down low ends up picking up second here tonight. But the 42 of Kevin Winker, your season champion.
Great job by Chris Klein to pick up the win here this evening.
Yeah.
51 doing everything he could to stay out in front there. At least get a win here, even though he wasn't championship eligible. He was the first guy. He was the 11th place driver coming into this thing.
Yeah, this is kind of, we've done, I think we're in the hundreds of races, y'all. Would
Yeah.
you think we're kind of there as far as broadcasting?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably at least into, yeah. This was interesting. They're always different. They're always, you can kind of, some of them are cookie cutter. We predict them and we kind of go through them just like normal. But this one was different. We didn't see a caution here. What in the world?
I had
That was
caution.
a little nutty. 80 laps with no caution.
Caution-free race here tonight.
See Albert Anderson beating the heck out of that paint job.
Yeah,
I
just
think
get
he's
rid
angry.
of it. Get the demons out. If I was you, I'd get some sage there, Albert. If you take
Burn
the
some
sage
sage.
and you do like some, you have to do some stuff to it. But
Just
always
burn.
sage is a healing, something that heals the soul a little bit. So try that maybe. And get the demons out of there.
Well, guys, talk about this season, this Super Speedway season with these Gen 6 cars. It's been a lot of fun to watch. I don't know about y'all, but I've had a lot of fun watching it. And these guys, I think they've had a lot of fun. What is the returning series going to be next season? Do we know what platform they're going to
Well,
use?
so I believe it's going to be taking a break. I believe it's going to be like a kind of in between season, and we'll have to wait and see. But Monday night starts up the Xfinity series here for the
Awesome.
NTRL. So we're immediately jumping into a next season. So we can't wait for that. Meanwhile, let us go ahead and start talking to some of these finishers here tonight. Getting us started off will be tonight's second place finisher and a fantastic run here tonight. The U15 of Vince Short, your also hard charger of the race here tonight, up 15 spots on the day tonight. Vince, congratulations, man. Way to finish off the season strong here, buddy. I know you missed a couple of weeks and didn't quite make it into the playoffs and all that, but man, it looked like you had a pretty solid run tonight.
Yeah, Derek was wanting some fillers tonight, so I figured, try to stay out of the way and just try to help guys when I could, and basically stuck with Nick and Kevin most of the night. Try to get some of the NTR guys up there. I didn't catch Chris there till the end. It was just a solid race. The pit stop strategies were good, so yeah, it was fun.
Well, we sure enjoyed watching that number 15 Air Force Camaro run around out there. Great job this season. What are you looking forward to next season? I mean, are you guys doing a little team shakeup or anything? Or y'all pretty much going to go with the team you got and just kind of rehash some stuff, work strategy, or y'all got any plans for next season? That you
Right
can let
now,
us in on?
yeah, right now with my work schedule, Sunday's pretty much my only free day, so I'll probably be doing every other week with the next gens when they start back up, and then I got another series. I'm starting with my Holler Boys racing team. We'll be starting in October. That I'll be focusing on that with the Gen 4s.
Ooh, that sounds
Awesome.
fun. But yeah, it doesn't seem like you were a filler tonight, but I'm glad you showed up. Derek Welch does a good job getting everybody to participate. So thanks for showing up. And man, you got yourself a nice second place finish just for being here.
It's always good when
Who'd
you
you,
get up on the
who,
podium.
yeah, that's right. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
First and foremost, my wife. She's working tonight, so I shared the link with her. I'm sure she caught a few tidbits here and there. Hopefully, she sees the finish and makes her pretty happy. She's always supported iRacing, you guys at AAA, Hollow Boys Racing, my main sponsor, Track Bar Media, my graphics guy, 5-6 Graphics, John Belando. If you haven't used him yet, use him. Good guy. Numb Thumbs Racing, man, these guys are outstanding. Even part time, I love racing with these guys, man. They're like brothers, man. We have a lot of fun and a lot of respect there. That's why Derek keeps the leagues so strong. You guys with the broadcast are always outstanding. My kids, I can't forget my kids: Ashley, Rayleigh, Shelby, Dylan, my grandkids, Kira, Raylan, and Amari. Uh, Everybody out there, man, thanks for watching, man, and thanks to Derek for hosting such a good series.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations to Vince Short with a solid second place finish to close off the season, man. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action coming up pretty soon there, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. Congrats to Chris and Kevin as well.
That indeed, as we continue to move on. Normally we'd talk to the winner last year, but interesting situation. So we'll talk to Mr. Chris Klein, driver of the 51 here tonight, picking up the race win. Some great strategy calls there at the end to pick up the win here tonight. And I know you would have liked to see that win come up last week so you could make it for these playoffs, man. But still, heck of a good job done running here tonight.
Yes, sir. Dang that Double O Joe, right? Kept me out last week. Or 2 weeks ago now, but it is what it is. But I'm glad we finished off strong, finished the season, and made our mark on the season, as what they say.
Well, the Beaver Toyota Camry, I mean, just lights out fast here tonight. Great job. And yeah, anybody that says that the points don't matter and all that kind of mess, yeah, go back and look, just see what just happened. You know, the 11th place guy coming in tonight. If things would have worked out differently, a few more points last week, you know, you'd be the champion this week. But you're still the race champ, and congrats on that, man. But talk about this season as a whole, man. You guys put on some great, exciting racing, and to cap it all off tonight, a caution-free race at Talladega.
Yeah, coming into tonight, a little disappointed in the season. You mentioned 11th place in points, so we adopted the rule that if you win, you're back in. Instead of winning, you're in, win and you're back in, which Joe did 2 weeks ago. Knocked myself out. I was actually tied for 10th place, down to the point, and it knocked, and I won the tiebreaker, and then it kicked me out. So yeah, every point does matter. That last race, I think I finished 4 laps down or something, and I struggled driving around with a beat-up race car, just trying to get every point that I could, and I ended up picking up 2 spots, which ended me tied for 10th, but still having Joe win got him back in and me out. But it is what it is. It was a fun season. Love these cars. They're a lot of fun on the drafting tracks. You can get some big, giant runs in the draft. Really fun to side draft with. They're pretty stable to push with. I thought it was a great season, great turnout. I was a little nervous about quarter till. I think there was only like 13, 14, 15 cars in the practice session, and we filled up pretty decently. Not the 35, 40 cars that we had at the beginning of the season, but still a nice, solid finish to the end of the iRacing league, more so than a lot of leagues that we see, and we're grateful to have everyone's participation, that's for sure.
Yeah, see, that's a good point. Derek Welch, we give him a hell here on AAA broadcasting, but he does a good job of like re-engaging everybody during the playoffs. And I know it kind of sucks because you were on the outside, you didn't win your way back in, but I really enjoy, I think the viewers do too, that it's just a little different, just a little bit different. I think it makes the difference in iRacing that we've had so many people show up for the championship race, and you mentioned that a lot of different leagues we do. You'll have 10 guys show up for the final race. That's not what happened today. People showed up, had a lot of fun, really good race. Who would you like to give some shout outs to, and congratulations on this championship here at Talladega? You won this one.
Yeah, we always want to thank our sponsor, Beaver Toyota. We're doing things different over there, different kind of dealership, different kind of experience. If you've ever owned a Toyota and get it serviced at a Toyota dealer, you're probably going to be there for a while if you get it serviced there. And we try to change that We try to get you in and out as fast as possible, obviously, but we try to make it convenient when you are there. We have a full-blown hair salon there. We have a restaurant there. We have
Holy mackerel!
bands. We have different ride services. We have office spaces. We have anything that you can imagine. We pretty much have it there. We're trying to change the way that we do things. We kind of copied Carvana. We have the Beaver Direct that you see on the truck. That's all about ordering your car online and we ship it to you. It doesn't matter where you are, pretty much anywhere in the southeast. We'll send the car to you if we have what you want, and we have just about everything, and they're all pretty much brand new. It's just a different philosophy for a car dealership, and they're trying to change the way that car dealers do business, basically. Thank them a lot. They're very big in what I do. Give me a little bit of money to be able to participate in this on my time off. Thank NTRL. Derek, like you said, he is always trying to do something to encourage more people to be involved. Being one of the admins now and being involved with some of the behind the scenes stuff and seeing how much work goes into it and how much of his personal time he puts into all the behind the scenes stuff is eye opening. Very thankful for all he does, all of our sponsors that continue to support NTRL. It's a big ordeal that Derek puts on here. Very thankful for all them, Mark, all the other admins. Just very grateful for all them. Thankful for you guys for being here. What I think you guys do 2 leagues for us right now. Having you guys do our races every night, being able to watch those and share those with family and friends, it's a real joy.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations to tonight's race winner, the 51 of Mr. Chris Klein, finishing off this season strong, man. Congratulations, and can't wait to see y'all back out here once again there, brother.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Coming soon to Beaver Toyota, video poker.
Maybe,
No, I'm just kidding.
maybe they got everything.
Maybe. Yeah, hey, man, you never know.
It's like Menards. They got everything.
Yeah, this place has everything.
And, well, speaking about a man who's got everything, he now officially has a championship under his belt. The 42 of Mr. Kevin Winker driving home here tonight in 3rd place to round out our podium, but more importantly, your season champion for the NTRL Super Speedway Series here tonight. Kevin, congratulations. I know this one's been a long time coming for you, and this one must feel definitely pretty good.
Yeah, long time coming. As you know, I can't win in the other leagues I'm in, but won this championship. So I just gotta thank Joe and Josh there at the end. Joe was giving me the draft, knew he was a lap down, and then I needed him to suck up to, and I got just around Biddy there, and I didn't know if I got it. That was a nail biter there for sure. But shout out to those guys first and foremost. Can't thank them enough.
Couple hundredths of a second separated you and Biddy. Walk us through that little that section coming out of turn 4 there. We didn't know if you were going to be able to have the run there, and you and Biddy, y'all traded a little paint there before you got to the line.
Yeah, I was pushing Klein there on the middle, coming into 3 and 4, and I was hoping he was going to stay up there, but then their bottom got a little run. He dropped down there, and I had no way behind me. So I was like, oh, this ain't going to work. And then luckily Joe was up there, and I kind of got the draft from Joe a little bit when he was a lap down. And then I just side draft the hell out of Biddy and just kind of doored him and traded paint, kept it straight, and somehow we brought him in 3rd and got the championship. So I mean that's just how these races go. You got to come down to the last, coming off 4 of trial. I mean, single foul the whole race, and it comes down to that. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was fun, clean race, really cool ending to that thing, and that you got up there in the podium in the Muhleberger Custom Homes 42. Maybe you'll get a little trophy or something. You could put it up in that cool man cave you got there. All that cool stuff. Just add this championship to the list of cool stuff you got in there. Congratulations. Who would you like to give some shout outs to, man?
Thank you. Yeah, I want to give obviously a shout out to my sponsor, Bruce Muhleberger. Muhleberger Custom Homes come aboard and sponsor me and Josh in all of our leagues. Can't thank him enough. Anybody's watching. Second, I want to shout out Winker Nation, my girlfriend Shauna, Brett, Justin, Nicole, Brett, or Brandon, Dylan, all them guys every night come out and watch me. I can't think of enough. I don't think Josh and Joe for sure. Josh had a killer strategy there. We were kind of riding. Well, we caught up to that after that first scrimmage with Derek, and then whatever didn't bring out the caution. We were kind of 4 seconds back. And that first green flag pit stop, we made hell of time up coming in. Then we were with the pack, and then we were saving like crazy. And then I think it was a 3 and the 48. They had to pit early, and I told Josh we just got to push. So we were going for I think we have another 2 laps. We kind of gapped those guys, and then we had Vincent and Klein and Biddy with us, and then it was kind of the 5 of us there. So big shout to him for that strategy call. I don't know if we would have ended up there, but shout to him. Shout to Joe for helping me there at the end, even though he was a lap down. He's a great teammate. Thanks to Plus EV, all the guys on there, Paul Ferdiani, Zeth, Josh, Lucas, Joe, all them guys every night. Can't thank them enough. Derek for putting this league on. We appreciate it. He runs awesome league. So if you ever looking for a league to join NTRL. Let's see who else here. Nate Cogdell for the paint, Sonic Graphic Design. Shout out to him. And then shout out for you guys for the broadcast. We appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations going out to that 42. Oh, Mr. Kevin Winker, your season champion here from the Numb Thumbs Racing League Super Speedway Series, man. Congratulations. Go ahead, burn them on down one more time and soak in this celebration there, buddy.
Wish I could, but the motor blew up, so hope it was a good burnout.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and cut him off just there at the end, but glad to have K-Dub up there with us talking this one on out, but that, boys, flag to flag racing here in a championship race from Talladega. Things don't get much spicier than that.
It doesn't usually shake out this way either. So, I mean, it's just a night of firsts here. So, yeah, man, this has been a blast, man. I'm glad to be able to share it with both of you guys here tonight. And yeah, great job by Kevin Winker picking up the championship. Great job by Chris Klein and Vince Short for ending up there on the podium. And yeah, talk about Nick Biddy. What a fighter, dude! Just to be within 0.02 of a second of the championship there. Him and Kevin raced it out and was beating and banging, and nobody killed each other out there. And we had a great finish here tonight.
And that
real quick, I just want to say thank you to Derek Welch. I think you called him like a Mr. Fight the Forklift guy or whatever you were saying. That was funny earlier. But he really does put a lot of effort into these leagues, Numb Thumbs Racing League. Good job, Derek. You once again had a great show tonight here at Talladega. Looking forward to the future here with the Numb Thumbs Racing guys.
Man, that indeed. So before we look forward towards that future, let's go ahead and take a look here at tonight's race finishing order. Tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight with that 51 of Chris Klein picking up your race win, having a great run there. The 15 of Vince Short as well, sneaking on up to that podium here tonight in second. Your hard charger of the day with the 42 of Kevin Winker, your season champion, coming home in third here tonight. Close call there for that 32 of Nick Biddy, but finishing just a little shy there tonight in fourth. You got the 18 of Joshua Moore having a solid run here as well, finishing in fifth. The 5 of Anthony Williams having a solid run here tonight as well, finishing in the 6th position. You got the 92 of Stubbs and Stub Nation finishing inside of that top 10 here tonight in 7th. Seth Hawley in the 48 machine having a fantastic run as well, finishing tonight in 8th. 9th will be the 76 of Patrick Mahaney. He had a few good laps happening for him there. And the 00 of original Florida man, Joe Bennett, coming on home with that final top 10 spot here tonight.
Yeah, and he'll finish one lap down. Also 1 lap down, Scott Milner in the 31 machine, finishing in 11th place. 12th will be Chris Jordan in the 78, your pole sitter out there. Great starting lap there for Chris, but he'll finish here in 12th in that 78 car. The 6th of Joe David, we saw him cutting the grass earlier in the race here tonight. He'll finish in 13th place, up 1 spot from where he started. Mike Adamson took some early damage in the 89 car. He'll finish in 14th. 15th, Connor Leach, our Canadian buddy up there in the 98 car. Let's see. Tom Barish in the 55 will finish in 16th place. 17th will be Skylar Harrod in the 3. Heartbreaking day for Skylar there, as he was the guy to win it here tonight. Went down pit lane, locked him up, got sideways, smacked the wall, got a penalty, and he'll finish in 17th place here tonight. Derek Welch in the 1, the boss man. He'll finish in 18th place. 19th will be America's driver, Howard Anderson in the 99 car. Yeah, rounding out your top 20, the 73 of Josh Kelleher.
Man, you couldn't even do the last 4. I'll go ahead and do them, though.
Well, I mean,
23, Mark Collins, 21st. 7 of Mike Corvo. How do you say it? Corvo?
Corvo, I guess.
Corvo. 22nd. 27, Michael Eden. He ended up 23rd. 77 of Tristan Cotton. He had some issues. He did not grid, but give him a little shout out. He was out there in the chat tonight. I had a lot of fun. Let's do it again tomorrow.
That indeed. We shut things down, but we first say thank you to all those great fans out there watching on the YouTube, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it as well. We thank you guys so very much for hanging on out here with us. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, so that way you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well if you enjoy any of the action that you see on out here as well, so that way, you know, we can continue to grow and have a fantastic racing community like we got here. Of course, I have to say a big thank you as well to tonight's sponsor, Gulf Coast Sands. Thank you guys for your sponsorship here of a fantastic championship race. Of course, we also have to say a big final thank you to DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Trek Bar Media, Martin Sports, and Davidson Builders for their support here all season long, and they put on one heck of a season indeed. So thank you all for your fantastic support, because the NTRL couldn't do it without you guys, and it's been definitely one heck of a ride. So with that, we shut things down here for the Super Speedway series, but don't you worry, we're right back into some action here with the Xfinity series for the Num Thumbs Racing League starting up tomorrow night. First race of the season, looking pretty good, and I believe it looks like it's going to be at Auto Club. Let me just double check that, because then I know Mr. English will get upset, like, oh, well, you told me this one, and it's really this one. You know,
I don't talk like that.
Actually, you do. That's a pretty good impression.
Well, you guys don't even listen to me.
No, see, it's not even Auto Club. We're right back here at Talladega in those Xfinity cars for 70 laps of great racing. So looking forward to being a part of that upcoming series. But until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
Peace.